A young teen is babysitting for a family that's very, very wealthy in a large mansion filled with a huge number of rooms and a vast number of interesting antiques and artifacts. Strangely, though, the father mentions to the girl that once the children are put to sleep for the night, the girl should only go to the basement and not spend her time in any of the other rooms of the house. She could watch television down there and was free to do anything else in the basement, but the rest of the house was off limits. She goes to the basement once the children are in bed, but quickly notices a large clown statue in the corner of the room. It appears to be staring at her. She continues to watch her show, but can't shake the feeling that the statue is following her around the room with its eyes. She puts a blanket over the statue, eventually in an effort to make herself feel more comfortable, and then telephones the father of the children to ask if she can go and move to another room of the house because she's so freaked out by the clown. "You need to leave now. We don't own a clown statue. The children have been telling us they've been seeing a clown in their room in the night, and we thought they were having nightmares. Take the children and get out." The young girl hangs up the phone, terrified. She turns around, but the statue is gone, leaving behind only the blanket on the floor. One night, a young girl is left alone for the night in her country house while her parents drove out to town for a party. This was fine with her, especially since she had her faithful dog protecting her throughout the night. She made herself something to eat and sat down at the kitchen table. Turning on the radio to her favourite station, she was surprised to hear a news bulletin declaring that an avenged murderer was on the loose. It advised people that they should secure all windows and doors as a safety precaution. With her dog by her side, the young girl locked the front door and back doors. She went from window to window and locked each of them one at a time. She reassured herself that she'd be fine with her trusty dog and that her parents would be home shortly anyway. So she had a pleasant, peaceful evening and finally decided around 11 o'clock that it was time for bed. She climbed the stairs to her bedroom and slid under the big warm blanket on her bed. Before closing her eyes, she reached her hand down under the bed and allowed her dog to lick it. She did this every night because it comforted her. A short while later, she awoke to the sound of a scratching noise at her bedroom window. She eyed the window and reminded herself that the whole house was locked and she was safe. She stuck her hand under her bed and felt her dog's slobbery tongue cross over the palm of her hand. She sighed and went back to sleep. An hour or so later, she sat up in bed. She had heard footsteps in the hallway and crept out of bed to see if it was possibly just her parents returning from their party. Seeing nothing, she returned to bed. As she was just about to stick her hand under the bed, she heard a drip, 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 followed by some footsteps. She walked downstairs into the kitchen and secured the taps. That surely wasn't the source of the drip. She crept upstairs and climbed into bed. "This is silly," she told herself. "I'm probably just imagining things." She stuck her hand under the bed and felt the dog lick her hand. An hour later she awoke again. A little mad at this point, she jumped out of bed. The dripping wasn't coming from the kitchen, so it must be from the bathroom. She crept along the side of the hallway and walked into the bathroom. She groped along the side of the wall with her left hand, looking for the light switch. She flicked the light on and gasped. There, hanging from the shower rod, was her dog, skinned. A pool of blood had formed on the bathroom tile, with a continuous drip, 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 as the blood from the dog hit the ground. Something on the wall caught her eye, and written on the wall was a message in blood. Humans can lick too. Last night, a friend rushed me out of the house to catch the opening act at a local bar's music night. After a few drinks, I realised my phone wasn't in my pocket. I checked the table we were sitting at, the bar, the bathrooms, and after no luck, I used my friend's phone to call mine. After 2 rings, someone answered, gave out a low raspy giggle, and hung up. They didn't answer again. I eventually gave it up as a lost cause and went home. I found my phone laying on my nightstand, right where I left it. Have you encountered anything strange or paranormal? Let us know in the comments below.